But before that, may I graciously crave our indulgence to have a moment to ourselves to remember the old man upstairs in prayers. 1 minute of individual silent prayers. Then we'll go straight to business. Amen. Amen. So, like I mentioned, this is meant to be a short press conference. We haven't spoken to you since the events for the last 24 hours. And it's very important that we bring it together so that we apprise you of goings on within the party at the ECSL and how the polling went generally. The most competent person here to do that right now is no less a person than the distinguished all-time election winner, Dr. Prince Alex Harding, who is on course to winning another landslide victory for His Excellency President Bill in this year's election. So without much ado, it is now my pleasure to hand the mic over to Dr. Harding so that we can go straight to business. Doctor.
Thank you, the chairman for the publicity committee, SLPP. First of all, I would like to apologize for the delay. The events were so fluctuant that we are not able to put our fingers on the timing, etc. But we have to come in. Thank you for always coming whenever we call you. Yeah, your presence makes us feel good, part of the democratic process. First of all, I would like to introduce members of this noble high table. On the extreme left, Ogon Solomon Jamiru, in his capacity as SLPP member. Of course, I've already said Rado Soare as the National Publicity Chairman for the National SLPP Campaign Committee. On the immediate right is another veteran as part of the mouthpiece of SLPP, is part of the committee. Can you please repeat your name again? Do you know him? What's his name? Emras. No, you are not. Not talking about the press because it's very friendly with them. After him, we have Ismatu. Can I use your Sirebe name or your Marita name? Okay, Sirebe is well known for this party since 1991. She's one of the national trustees of this party, a woman for that matter. Next to her is the women's leader, our Rahman of Ibrahim of West Urban Party District Women's Leader. Next to her, Yema Kase of the West District Rural. Of course, Mr. Mara is there. He's the chairman of the grassroots. Well, the grassroots committee or grassroots aspect of the party. Without much ado, I would just like to say this is the second press conference that we're going to hold since the beginning of the democratic process leading to the elections yesterday, the multi-tier elections. I don't like to be holding press conferences unless and until we're able to get our facts together and ascertain the veracity of every aspect of our press conference that is in our domain. Because press conferences are a very serious business. I know the other guys are holding press conferences at any opportune time as confetti. But we are we will take our time, look at our facts and the rationale for calling you people, because you have been called all over this place. And we need to make maximum use of your time in a very prudent way. As you know, there are a lot of rumors amongst the facts, especially by the APC, who are adept at manufacturing rumors and spreading it without checking their facts, all with a clear intention to undermine the democratic process, a process which they have initially refused to take part because they are not ready for this democratic process. Democracy is a very difficult and tedious journey. You have to be ready, and you have to be ready and to be able to sacrifice because of the outcomes. And there are two aspects of democracy I always say. One, can I say two basic principles? That's one, the subordination of the military to civilian rule, and I can see it in practice. I would like to say a big thank you to the forces, especially the armed forces. Second is for the acceptance of the outcome of democracy, which APC is not good at all. They want everything to go their way. And that's why at any opportune time, they come out with flimsy excuses, trying to undermine the democratic process with false claims, false assertions, to serve as an alibi for their failure. And unfortunately, a large group of them have not yet still benefited from the quality free education. So they tend to buy whatever they give them, hook, line, and sinker. Because of that particular aspect, they want to maintain a reservoir of illiterates and ignoramus set of people in this country. That's why in the beginning and as now, they are always fighting against this free quality education. They want to have that reservoir intact so that they can always go in there then as a source to cause mayhem in this country. But we have reversed the trend of which they used to say, you say Barrow Barry, you say Nico, those who are not au fait of that negative adage which had been ascribed to Ali. Barrow Barry was a millionaire, very rich man, but partially educated. Nico had 7 degrees, a professor, but he was not a rich man. So that culture was propounded, can I say the theory, and it got stuck in this country. So most people prefer not to be educated, but to look for the instant wet. The other adage that they associated also with APC is, can I use the Creole? Who said a tie cow, na they did it. Let's say na concrete, na they for it. That was justifying corruption at the highest level. And it came from the highest person in government, the APC government at that time. So you can see why we are fighting for corruption all along. Corruption has been cancerous in our society. And it's all, and we are getting rid of it in a very surgical way to be able to rise from 49% corruption scale to 83%. ABC in 11 years, the best result they had was 49%. We within 5 years, we have scored 83%. Can I say A? Let me use that A as a lecturer. That could be A on the British scale. Okay. So why are we here today? Although the statement is going to be read by no other person but the communication, the member of the communication committee or council of the SLPP, Imran Sila. But for us to show you the actual fact, the undisputed fact of what happened and what was the intention to derail this process, and at best in their own assertion, APC, for them to cry wolf, to cry foul, to have an escape route for their unpreparedness of this for this democratic process. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you have certain questions to be asked, but pray silence for the statement of the press release will be read to you. Thereafter, copies will be distributed. Thank you very much. Imran Sila, please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed Rahman Swari, Chairman of the Communications Team of the Sierra Leone People's Party. I have a press statement in front of me, dated 25th June 2023. Press statement of the Sierra Leone People's Party on the conduct of the 24th June presidential, parliamentary, and local council elections across the country. The SLPP thanks the citizens and members of all political parties for participating in the elections process, which would further consolidate our peaceful democracy. The SLPP also wishes to express its profound appreciation to the international and local observers who monitored and observed the June 24th multi-tier elections across the country to ensure that the conduct of elections were free, fair, peaceful, and transparent, and reflects the will of the people. The SLPP further commends the ECSL and other electoral management bodies, EMB, civil society, and the press for conducting and for participating in well-organized and largely peaceful, free and fair elections. Despite the relatively peaceful conduct of elections across the country, the SLPP wishes to draw the attention of the public for a few unpalatable incidences orchestrated by the APC which have the potential to undermine the democratic process. In parts of the north and west of the country, SLPP polling agents were subjected to unprovoked, violent physical assault, harassment, and assault by All People's Congress APC members who were directed and controlled in most cases by senior APC members of the APC as detailed below. 1. In the western area, senior APC operatives supported by thugs continuously disrupted the conduct of the elections in St. Anne's House Street, Freetown, intimidated the SLPP officers on duty, and also threatened to burn down the building. 2. Additionally, the former mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, was seen in a viral video intimidating polling staff after she had voted. The SLPP is concerned about the behavior of the former mayor, whose degrading conduct has a tendency to plunge this country into chaos. Last week, the former mayor went live on her Facebook page and led the whole world that there was a bloodbath at the APC party office where a planned illegal protest was dispersed by the security forces. She later retracted her shameful lie. 3. Furthermore, Another high-profile member of the APC, Dr. Richard Conte, who served as Chief of Staff in former Ernest Bai Koruma's government, has been willfully misinforming the public through his official Twitter account and other social media platforms about election-related matters across the country. In one of his recent posts, he claimed that the APC's party agents were chased out of Pujon town. This claim has been proven to be false by the Electoral Commissions of Sierra Leone during their press briefing on the 24th of June 2023 at the Bintumani Conference Center in Freetown. 4. Moreover, in the days immediately preceding the elections, a leaked WhatsApp conversation amongst APC leaders, including former senior cabinet ministers and members of parliament, has shown planning and mobilizing funds for the killing of some of our active party leaders and supporters, including Chairman Dr. Prince Alex Harding and the Secretary General, Mr. Umaru Napoleon S. On election day, in Makeni, Bombali district, the SLPP tally center staff who went to cast their votes were brutally attacked, leaving one seriously wounded at Kolo Polling Center. 6. Furthermore, APC operatives within the township of Makeni were repeatedly moving from one polling station to another, driving SLPP supporters from the queue, thereby preventing them from voting. 7. In Putloko, Tampoli, Hoinadugu, Falaba, and Cambia, there were incidents of harassment and intimidation of our supporters with the view of scaring them away from voting. 8. It could be recalled that in recent weeks prior to the elections, the government has been appraised of a number of reported incidents of election-related violence across the country, including the burning down of the properties of Madam Diana Finda Kanyamani in Kono and the regional office of the All People's Congress Party in Ho. Additionally, the SLPP draws the attention to the conduct of the National Elections Watch, NEW, as a civil society organization. Firstly, we believe that NEW's professionalism and political neutrality is compromised. SLPP verified many reported instances of collusion between NEW staff and the APC party in many parts of the country. In Western World District in particular, our team witnessed many instances where known APC operatives accredited by NEW and dressed in NEW t-shirts as observers were making telephone calls to APC supporters to come out and vote, even when polling had closed. 4 NEW staff were arrested at polling center in Mile 13, Patricia Kaba in Godrich, Ogufang Junction, and Kalonfield in Angola town for various acts of collusion with APC to defraud the elections. They were later released by the Sierra Leone police. Second, our team received reports from many NEW staff in Western World, Bo, Kailan, and Potoko district who said they were not paid approved allowances to facilitate election coverage in their areas. SLPP sees non-payment of bona fide remuneration of election observers as a potential risk to the credibility of the election. It increases the vulnerability of those staff to unscrupulous politicians. We therefore urge all development partners to ensure that all payment to this huge number of observers be made directly to the observers themselves via electronic money. His Excellency, as national leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, is deeply saddened by the destruction of properties, the injuries and trauma for ordinary peace-loving Sierra Leoneans as a result of these incidents. He therefore expresses his sincere condolences to the victims and their families and wish the injured speedy recovery. Finally, the Sierra Leone People's Party would like to acknowledge the professional role of the security forces in providing security for the conduct of elections across the country. It is hoped that such professionalism will continue to be manifested at all times. The Sierra Leone People's Party therefore encourages its supporters and members of the public to remain calm and peaceful whilst we await the announcement of a resounding first-round victory for His Excellency Julius Maada Bio by the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leone People's Party is also calling on all Sierra Leoneans who heeded the call of His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio to vote SAFU and go home SAFU, and further urge all our members and other Sierra Leoneans to heed this clarion call to celebrate SAFU when His Excellency and the SLPP would have been declared winners of this election. Similarly, those on the losing side should concede SAFU to maintain our hard-earned peace and democracy. Long live Sierra Leone, long live SLPP. Signed, Dr. Prince Alex Harding, National Chairman of the Sierra Leone People's Party. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now for do anything, SAFU. And the facts are there. Opinions are free. But the fact is, we have won this election. We are waiting for ECSN to come out with the results. So we have just come to give you the facts on the ground. APC has got a genetic trait. It is clear from our own internal auditing and tally that we have got a commanding irreversible need to maintain power. As I was saying, APC started in its inception with violence and got power through violence. It's only when they got power they brought in certain academics like Jim Fona, brought in Abdullah Conte and others to give them that facade of a disciplined and civilized party. But still underneath their stock in trade remains violence. So the statement has just enumerated on a series of confirmed violence dished against our people and other Sierra Leoneans. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now hand over the mic to the chairman for the National Publicity Campaign, Mr. Radu Soare, to be able to lead the question and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Colleagues, I want to ask my colleagues here to treat it to a light video session of some of the incidents that have been mentioned in the press release. Just, this ocular demonstration needs no proof. We want to give you a cinematic account of some of the unbridled violence that the APC has perpetrated to undermine our democracy and our hard-won peace. So they will do a few videos. There's this lie that was dished out that they had no party agents in Pujan. They were refused deployment of party agents. This is after the presidential candidate himself had said on video that they might not be able to deploy everywhere, but God will help them deploy. Well, I know. You be the judge. You will see a couple of videos that will show from violence to several other things. The deceit and the barefaced lies of former Mayor Akisoya and sundry others that this country is being treated. So,
let me read to you an earlier press release of issue today on behalf of the National Assembly General, who intentionally
part of the country, that is His Excellency and parties winning votes from Calabar to Koyanadugu, every part of the northern province, where we have had very, very encouraging results, where in some instances we are even in very commanding lead. So that's the general is not here. So let me read this president, or Imran will read it. He started the tradition of reading. So you continue the reading.
But with their free death, when I tell you, stay peaceful. When I just so as I say, I want to inform some of them they are not being informed, saying no to all the red and blood, some of them are residue, but with their 3 deaths and a number of injuries. And all we can say is, we don't see all the challenges. Waiting APC ask for, we don't ask Senate, we don't hold election. We simply say, when I go bring in electronic transmission of data, where we don't know that about the software, and we don't get intelligence saying that electronic system important. So this is the district chairman for APC. The who doctor.
Where they develop the large complex skills, and in some cases they use their new people to stand in for it. Next one. This is you might have heard of the notorious acid incident. This is the chief of the village who was the grabber around me who was accident. They attacked on the whole 2 skin gravity operation. Again, APC, the people have been soundingly paid them for that accident attack.
Watch out. Leader. They're not beyond this and one.
Right? So his community has had to reward the APC for that act. Right? This guy has had to undergo 2 skin grafting operations in hospital. He's still recovering. This is the handiwork of the APC. This was the only movie on this thing. So just in case you felt it was the only movie, this is the guy who decided for a month now. He could not go there for his battling for life in hospital. Okay, so now this press release I was issued today. Preliminary statement indication of a landslide victory from our internal tally. The Sierra Leone People's Party wishes to commend the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone (ECSL) for conducting free, fair, and transparent elections that reflect the collective aspirations of all Sierra Leoneans. We would also like to thank the security forces and the international and local observers who were across the country to monitor the conduct of our elections. The SLPP would also like to express its gratitude to all the political parties for participating in the electioneering process in line with the prescribed procedures governing the conduct of elections. We wish to thank all citizens, including media, especially our supporters, who came out to exercise their fundamental right to vote. As the SLPP awaits the official results announced by the ECSL, we take great joy in sharing our preliminary assessment so far. Based on our internal tally processes of results, the SLPP is confident of a landslide victory for His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier General. Results tabulated in our party tally center indicate that there will be no wrong. Let me repeat that. Based on our internal tally process results, the SLPP is confident of a landslide victory for His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier General. Results tabulated in our party tally center indicate that there will be no wrong. The people have voted overwhelmingly and have done so by entrusting President Bill with the nation's faith for a further 5 years. So that means 5 more years, right? 5 more years. However, despite the relatively peaceful conduct of the elections, the SLPP wishes to draw the attention of the public to the unprovoked attacks of polling agents across the country by top-ranking members of the All People's Congress (APC). These attacks sought to undermine peaceful conduct of the election. A detailed report will be given later, which will just be under the hand of the entirety, but that is never too detailed for the APC, because we continue doing the study, who have quite an objective. We wish speedy recovery to all our party agents and supporters who were brutally attacked. We are extremely grateful to everyone who voted to make this victory possible, and we ask our supporters to remain patient, vigilant, and yes, to feel jubilant. Victory is ours. One country, one beat. Signed, Umar Napoleon Krumah, National Secretary General. Thank you very much. So, the next phase of the program, I'll ask Mr. Mohamed Eva to facilitate a few questions from members of the press. Only members of the press. The modus operandi is you announce your name and the institution you represent. We will take 5 questions. Not at all. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you. Good afternoon again. I won't repeat what the minister just said. So, the name and the institution, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Tony Francis and I work for Apc Radio and Sleep Television. And my first question is to Imran Sila. How would you describe the issue of the mayoral candidate for the All People's Congress Party with regards? Alright. I said my first question is to you. How would you describe the issue of the mayoral candidate for the All People's Congress Party with regards to the issue of blood? Secondly, the next question is to the minister, Saraman. You said SLPP has won the election and there will be no runoff. How many percent is SLPP having in this election? Then lastly, away from the issue with APC, is there any other issue the SLPP is facing with ECSL, whether it has to do with ballot stuffing, overvoting, or development of polling stations? Are there any other issues away from the APC issues?
Thank you. Let me just advise when you want to answer the question, don't direct it. Because any member of the United will answer.
Thank you. My name is Kemo Chan, Mano Reporters. Yeah. Mano Reporters, and I also reporters on international media organizations. I would like to ask what you think, especially you as Minister of Information, the fact that you basically declared victory even before the ECSL announced it, and against the advice of the ECSL chairman. Don't you think that kind of raises, concern about your commitment to some of the things that you have been saying, and you want everybody to respect the outcome of the election? Thank you.
Hand up.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Maki Jalo. I write for the Times newspaper. To just add it to my senior colleague, what they have just said about you reading a press release from the Secretary General of my landslide victory. I will just go for the press statement from the Electoral Commissioner, which said that he said that no party should announce any result or rather write anything about being victorious. What if the outcome of the result happens to be a one-off? What would be your statement in that particular area?
Yeah, my name is Bokar Kamara. I write for the Minister newspaper. With this press release that you have won the election recently. And to the case, if the EPFL announced the opposite of what you have announced, what would be your reaction?
We have gotten 4 questions and please. We don't want a repetition of the question. Please. So please stop.
Thank you. I am Prince Christopher Kamara. I write for Open Space newspaper. And now, as a party, we expect, of course, to expect victory. Now, on the other hand, the APC is also expecting victory. Now, if they come out with the same kind of statement that you have just made, making the same allegations, what would you say there?
We close it for now. Maybe we'll take another round. And please, the chairman.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the very last question. Somebody asked in case the APC claims victory. They have actually indicated that, right? But we know they have a track record. In 2018, the all year supporters to celebrate, they took out set and everything. They had a big celebration, knowing fully well that for the lie, they were pulling all over their eyes. It's the same thing they are doing this year again, right? Monkey not enough in black not so. It's the same thing. When we said in 2018 that we won the election, that the president was in an unassailable lead, that was what happened. That was what came to pass. We have a record of not lying to the vote. The president ran on a solid track record, and that is appreciated across the country. Provisional results we say we have captured in our internal tally center indicate that the president is leading unassailable. So that's the point. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I want to express the answer system. First of all, it's within our political competence and authority to say that we have won. If I'm happy, why shouldn't I say I'm happy? We have not given any percentage. We have gone into this game well prepared. We have done our homework. And we have got it right by any imagination. We have won this election. And you can see it, you can feel it, but we are not going to give you a percentage. That will be going too far. All we are saying, there's going to be no runoff. There's going to be no runoff. We are sure. Let ECSL or any other group prove us wrong or otherwise. We're not going to write the draft. When you light a lamp, you don't put it under the bed. Williams is not white. No, we white and the cover. But we will not white. So we're the cover. That's the verse of that adage. We forget issue with ACSL if actually we don't get them. We have certain issues. We need to bring it out when everything, every action, every investigation method has been applied to ascertain the veracity. ECSL is a very important and credible organization. We cannot just act on hearsay. If we have had it before, we would have put it in our press statement. But we have not got anything yet credible enough for us to attempt to tarnish the character of ECSL or undermine its credibility. As you said, of course, I've talked about victory. Of course, it's within our, can I say, I don't want to go on this, within our political leader authority to be happy. It's our, we feel that we are won. And we're not going back to the second round. That one is clear. So say what will happen if the outcome is different. First of all, let me establish my pedigree in politics and elections in particular. This is the fourth election, presidential election that I'm handling in my capacity first as Secretary General and Chairman of this party. They say marry with the sweet, now coming back to us. If you don't know, you don't need to become a rocket scientist to know that we have won talking about a hypothetical situation, I don't like to delve in hypothesis at that stage. The seasoned Christ of no mean repute. That's extraordinarily hypothetic, and by any scientific computerization, it is not going to happen for us to lose. Because we know how many percentage of the vote is there. Even if we give them everything, they will not beat us. So we are well informed, we are monitoring. We are dealing with real-time events. We are far ahead of ECSF in terms of our challenge. Every vote counts against us within 10 minutes in our system. We are doing the admission constantly. It's a simple integration. Those who did addition of mathematics. So it's quite easy. So that's every second we knew our position in this country. And we knew the opponent's position. They are lacking behind. So we are ahead. So the outcome is not going to be different to what we expect. I'd just like to finally say thank you for your coming and hope to meet you in State House next week. And so thank you for being the unlikely best fellow in democracy. You have done your bit. I hope you will be rewarded with time. Thank you all. And I thank all those who have been on this high table. All observers, especially SFPP, sufferers and members, and all that. I want to thank you. God bless you now.
That's not maybe press conference where we don't get na the SLPP party office where we don't listen.